in this video, we're going to learn how to multiply fractions two ways. Let's start by just straight up multiplying them. To do that, we're going to multiply the numerators, then we're going to multiply the denominators, and after that, we'll simplify what's left. Let's take a look at an example. If I gave you 5/3 times 6/15, we would want to start by multiplying across the numerator. So that becomes 5 times 6 in the top. All right, now 5 times 6 happens to be 30, and then I'm going to multiply across the denominator. That means I'm going to pull in 3 times 15, which is 45. Now that I've done that, I'll be able to simplify the fraction. Now, in order to simplify 30 over 45, I can do it a couple different steps, but the fastest way is to recognize that I can divide both 30 and 45 by 15. 30 divided by 15 is 2, and 45 divided by 15 is 3, leaving me with a fraction of 2/3. Now, what you'll notice about that strategy is that simplifying might be a little tricky depending on how good you are with recognizing your factors. So if that's not your strong suit, it's okay. I'm going to show you how to do the same problem a different way. Let's say I want to simplify before multiplying. In order to do that, I'm going to first factor the numerator, and then I'm going to factor the denominator. When I do that, I'll be able to cancel common factors and then simplify and multiply across. So let's give that a try. So 5/3 times 6/15, same problem, right? Well, I'm going to factor the numerator of the second fraction. Notice that I'm not factoring 5 and 3 because those are already prime numbers. So let's take a look at that 6 on the top of the second fraction. 6 can be written as 2 times 3. I also need to factor the denominator of that fraction because 15, you can pull it apart. And I can write that as 5 times 3. Now that I factor these completely, I'll be able to cancel common factors. The first factor that I recognize that matches is the 5s. There's a 5 on the top of the first fraction and the bottom of the second fraction. So I can cancel those out, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. So they both become 1s. And then I try and find another common factor. Now, I actually see there are 3s. So I can cancel one of the 3s on the top and one of the 3s on the bottom. Now, in this case, there's actually only one 3 in the numerator, but there are 2 3s in the denominator. So you will just pick one of them, whichever one you want to get rid of in the denominator. Now, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I can cancel those out. And then I'm going to be able to simplify this a little bit. First of all, 2 times 1 is 2. And 1 times 1 is 1. Then I'll be able to multiply across the fractions. 1 times 2 and 3 times 1. Again, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So 1 times 2 is 2, and 3 times 1 is 3. So once again, I get 2/3 as my answer. So both multiplication strategies will work. You get to pick whichever one is more comfortable for you.